I'm back with another ShantyTown devlog, and we'll see how things have been progressing from where we left off to what it looks like now. It's been a few weeks and I've been spending most of my time working on an upcoming update for Kainga. This update adds alternative sides to Thinkers, which are the village leaders, which adds new festivals. And also I've been working on map modifiers to really spice up the variety of the game. At the end of the last video, I mentioned I wanted to create more movement in ShantyTown, which I began working on almost immediately in the form of environmental effects. But something I forgot to mention that was pretty cool was the dynamic shop front system I made. I have a basic variety of shop types, each with their own shop front and back pieces that are placed inside available spaces within the house. Nearby tables will then match the color scheme of that shop, and signs will actually write what type of shop it is in the language I created. There's tons of these little pieces, and each shop pulls a different combination of objects, depending on what type of shop it is. I had a lot of fun diving into different pictures of restaurants and seeing what's in the background. The system ensures that every shop will have different little details, even if they're the same type. Now back to the environmental effects. I created some sample weather effects like wind, fireflies, fog, and a system that progresses time and chooses a new weather event every time you unlock a pack as a sort of visual milestone. I also created a rain effect and added water that comes down from the windows using overlaying textures on the glass material. I added a similar water that comes off of the roofs by adding a plane on the top of the roof with a panning water material on it. I was annoyed with the floating doors I had before, so I added little balconies to support them and also some procedurally placed overhang supports underneath the house. With all the pretty stuff presented, let's talk about what I spent most of my time on, refactoring. Refactoring is the process of cleaning up old code and getting rid of redundancies. My rule of thumb is, if you copy-pasted a code more than twice, it can probably be simplified. I spent a lot of time working on interfaces, setting up child-parent hierarchies, creating decent multi-purpose functions, organizing everything into data tables, and anything I think would help the production of the game long-term. I also spent a bit of time creating a pitch deck full of visuals as a brief introduction to ShantyTown. In my opinion, a pitch deck should be as short as possible, but answer a few main questions. What is the game? Who is it for? What are some similar titles? What is the timeline and budget? And who is making the game? I'll be sharing this pitch deck with publishers and grants and try to get this project off the ground. That's all I was gonna do, but I couldn't help myself but add a bit more content in as well. I added some plants, vending machines, prop signs, rooftop antennas, and also I added a second map, just to see how it would feel to have a canal right in the middle as an alternative play challenge. Finally, I started one of the most important steps in game development, playtesting. Watching players play the game and finding points of confusion, misunderstanding, or frustration is vital to a game's improvement. The tricky part is, you only get to see someone's first experience once, so you have to keep finding new people. If you feel like you'd like to try out ShantyTown and record your experience, please let me know in the comments. It's been pretty amazing to see what people make with the same basic objects, and the fact that people don't want to stop after they've completed the demo is a pretty good sign.
Let me in! Let me in!
It's been about 4 weeks since the last video, and somehow we're almost 3 months into this project. Every time I finish one of these devlogs, I'm impressed with how the game looks at the moment compared to how it did before. And this time is no exception. But I think that's it for now. See you in the next one. Bye!